10 green cards I can't stop using. What up guys? Today I'm talking about 10 cards that if I'm playing green, I'm usually playing these cards. Today we're starting off with Explore. It's one of my favorite 2-drops in the game. It does everything green wants to do. It draws a card, it plays an extra land. If you could play it on turn 2, you usually got a land in your hand. So you do want to play it. It's a great card, puts you ahead, gives you card advantage and land advantage. Number 9 is going to be Tireless Provisioner. When a land enters the battlefield, you make a treasure token. Treasure tokens are running rampant in Commander. They are so strong, it's pretty much an extra land sometimes. And to be able to create one every land drop is borderline broken. If you play Explorer while this is on the field, it's even better. Next up is Howlpack Piper. I love this card because it lets you cheat in the biggest creatures you got. In green, you know we're running them because we got all the mana, so we're running big spells. And creatures are our favorite, you know that's right. To be able to cheat them in for 2 mana is amazing. And if somehow they happen to be a werewolf, that's even better because you can do 2 per turn. Plus it helps you pipe down these bad bitches. Next up is Sereth the Viper's Fang. I love this card. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch, so anytime you're attacking, they have Death Touch. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. This is almost a wall between all your other creatures and any removal spells. You can tap one, tap it, and untap another creature. So you're giving a creature hexproof on command almost at any time. Amazing card. I put it in almost every green deck. I can't get enough of them. Next up we have 3 cards in the same spot. They're all pretty much the same card. We got Beast Whisperer, Soul of the Harvest, and Primordial Sage. They all do pretty much the same thing. All great cards. It just depends on which one you got laying around because they go in almost every green deck. Next up, one of my favorite cards called Oracle of Moldiah. 4 mana, lets you play an extra land, let you play the lands off the top of your library. Amazing card. The land advantage is real. It's good so you don't draw into those lands. You get to play them off top of your library, so you're drawing into all your good stuff. It has one downside as your opponent gets to see everything you draw, but I don't even count that as a downside most of the time. And if you get to play extra lands while Tireless Provisioner's on the field, you're in heaven. Next up we got Rampant Rejuvenator. It's only been printed 1 time in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It's one of my favorite cards printed in the set. It enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. When it dies, you search your library for a number of lands equal to the power of this creature. With all the power increase spells in green, I could double its power 2 or 3 times, get 8, 10, 15 lands. I've done it in many, many games. People hate seeing this card when I play it. Next up, we got another 2 cards in this spot. We got Return of the Wildspeaker and Rishgar's Expertise. I'm putting both of these cards in the same spot because they're both really excellent draw spells in green. If I'm running green, I'm running these spells. Rishgar's Expertise is definitely the better one in my opinion, just because you get to cast another spell after you draw all the cards. But Return of the Wildspeaker is also amazing because it gives you the pump that you need to end the game sometimes. Both amazing cards if you have room. Put them in your deck. If you don't have room, make room. Next up we have Lifeblood Hydra, one of my favorite creatures. It costs a little bit of money. It's $10, only been printed twice. Since we're playing green, we got a lot of extra mana, so we need a place to dump it. This is a perfect place. We can gain our life, we can draw our cards. Excellent card. I use it all the time. I only have 2 of them, but I like to move them around. Number 2, we have Greater Good. If you haven't noticed the theme, I like draw spells, I like lands. We're playing green, what do you expect? This card, we sacrifice a creature, we draw cards equal to its power, and then we discard 3. That's almost not even a downside. We're playing green, so we got giant creatures. I've already talked about how I double the creatures' power. I like to run big, big creatures. So sacrificing creatures for this, no brainer. Draw 12 cards, discard 3. My number 1 card I love using, I put him in almost every green deck I can, Ghalta, Primal Hunger. 12/12, costs 12 mana, he's got trample. He costs less equal to the total power of creatures you control. We usually have lots of creatures on the field, so him costing 2 is not uncommon. 2 mana for a 12/12 with trample, it's amazing. Amazing value. And if we have Greater Good on the field, you could just pay 2 mana to sacrifice him, draw 12, and discard 3. That is not a bad spell at all. It takes a little setup, but I just love playing big spells, drawing cards, and playing almost every land in the deck. When I'm playing green, that's what you can expect from me. Thanks for watching, guys. King Luke here. Subscribe. Peace.